All right, we're gonna call the order of the Historic Preservation Commission of Livingston for May 9th, 2023 at 3:32. We'll call the roll right now.
Jack?
And did you get Ron?
Yep.
Present.
Lindy
Present.
and Jack. Are here, three of us are here, so we have a quorum.
Yep.
Approval of minutes for April the 11th, 2023. Any additions or corrections to the minute?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes.
Lindy's
I'll
made a
second.
motion. Ron is seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion approved. Public comments, I'm assuming you're both here for some design reviews, is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
No public, you don't want to make any comments? You're the only public here. Okay. New business, item number 5, design review for the Elks Lot, 130 South Second Street, new wall sign.
Let me pull this up and share it so Ron can look at what we're looking at. Okay. So
The sign is here.
the sign is here. Looks just like this.
That's a good sign.
This is going on the Lewis Street side, Lewis Street entrance above the doorway there. Is there an awning there now? I didn't-
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the little metal awning right here.
Yeah, and is there also gonna be one on Second?
We've got that historic sign on Second. It's a neon. And, but there's just nothing that we have, you know, on that Lewis Street side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we do have a sign on Second.
Okay. I'm not seeing it right now, but yeah.
Ron, could you hear that?
I heard about having the sign on Second. I didn't, there was a comment right after that I didn't hear.
That was
Maybe it was Lindy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so one question I have, if I may, is that what's the material of the sign? Is it metal?
Yeah, it's an aircraft aluminum metal and
Okay.
it's got a polyurethane carbonate foam core to it. So what we had planned to do, unless you guys have recommendations, was just to mount that sign directly on the facade of the building, right above that awning, because we wanted to tie in, there's a light fixture underneath that awning to provide light for the entrance. So we wanted to tie the lighting to go up to the sign while our light is on. And maybe we could put it on a timer so it can shut off, you know, at various hours. But it's in that picture, I tried to Photoshop that sign in on the facade just so you can kind of see what it would look like. But I think it's going to be maybe a little bit bigger than what the picture shows. So it'd fill in a little bit more of that space there.
Yeah, this is,
You were very thorough. You did a good job.
yeah, it's roughly 48 by 31.
Right.
I'm confused, Darren, about the lighting now. You said there's a light under the awning?
Yeah,
It's we have a nice sky open.
yeah.
And so we don't want anything shining up, basically.
Yeah, and I don't know if we could just position it to just hit that sign. We don't have to. We just, you know, we're just kind of throwing out ideas on.
I would rather you wouldn't. like that.
Yeah, you're gonna need to have, you can have something above it that shines down and lights it. You just can't have something
Okay,
shining up. And if it shines down, it would need to also shine kind of against the wall, so it's not encroaching into the sidewalk beyond the awning.
It's still that, the other light though.
mhm.
Is that how the current one works? It's on a timer or an electronic eye?
No, the current one that we've got on second is an actual switch, so
Okay.
we can turn that on and off when we're open. Yep.
Ron, any comments on that?
No, I actually had the same question about the lighting and yeah, I would not be opposed to an overhead light, but I guess I two questions that come up from that is one is how would that light be powered and would it be conduit tied into the existing light fixture and up the side of the wall, or does it go behind the sign? I think that and then what that lighting fixture is. And then the second comment is the direct mounting to the brick and has there ever been a sign on this wall before? Are there any existing holes? And the reason I'm asking that, I know it probably does not align with what you're wanting to do here, but part of the national preservation, the standards from the National Park Service are that try to limit damaging historic brick or my preference would be if you could anything mounted would be in the grout lines versus drilling into the existing brick, and that again that's a preference based on the National Park Service standards. So
And that makes it to where it should be simple to do, because there's no like existing holes in the sign, so we can make those wherever it needs to be.
Okay.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can, we
Go ahead,
can
I'm
try
sorry.
to, or, light it, whatever you guys are, recommending for us to do.
Darren, is the sign made already?
Mhm.
It's right behind you.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mind must have.
Yeah, I would have to say then, my comments would be that the application that you submitted was for the sign and didn't include any lighting. And if we decide at a later time to light the sign, then you're gonna have to come back with a new application with the lighting specifications.
We can do
If
that.
that works for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can just, you don't have to fill out all the other stuff. You can just send me the lighting details and I could get it on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, further comments, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the Elks sign as submitted.
I'll second that motion.
Right, no further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
motion carries.
So
In business,
as submitted, try to use the grout for drilling
yes.
and then any sort of lighting, come back in and we'll, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Get a permit or,
Check with Jim Woodhull, or you can, I'll check with him when I get back. I don't know that this would require a permit, but it may, just because you're drilling into the wall. They may want to come out and check it to make sure it's secure. So I'll email you after I get back.
is there anything that, we need to keep in our records that show that you guys have approved this, or like the minutes from?
You're welcome to download them offline. Typically, they're not ready until about a week before the next meeting, just because I'm so busy,
Yeah.
but we'll also have a record of it. So it will be in the minutes. Yeah.
Okay. I
So
don't know if, it would be beneficial for us to have. for
you
our-
can get the minutes from online. Yeah, or you can just ask me, like I said, reach out to me. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget. But if you reach out to me like a week before the next meeting, and these are every second Tuesday, then, yeah. Okay, either that or just bug me and I'll send you the link. I'm probably not gonna remember 3 weeks from now.
Understandable.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks. And I'll ask Jim and I'll get back to you about the permit.
Perfect.
Yeah, and for the lighting part of it, that's done by the state. So if you do any kind of electrical, look it up, we can deal with that later. But for this one, I'll ask him just to get it on the.
Yeah, I think we've got on running right with your PTOE and the address and everything on the window there. You know, it's up to you whether you like this sign or not, but it's necessary, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we could, just see how it looks without it.
Sure.
And,
And
Yeah.
decide.
attack that at a different time.
Okay.
If we even need to.
Sounds good.
Very good. Thanks, you guys.
That was easy.
Yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
thanks.
And thanks for the tours on Saturday. Those were.
Oh. Felt like Christmas Day. For me, I mean, all my life wanting to know what the rest of the building looked like. I just, boy, right away, as soon as I saw that on Facebook, I signed up right now.
Yeah,
Really a dream come true. Every 4th, the 2nd of July parade and see all the people that are in the balcony. It's like, man, I wish I could, I'd like to see the balcony as well as see what Second Street looks like from the
well, we
balcony.
really hope too that the parade route will go down second this year.
Is that up
but-
to the chamber.
Yeah, I think it is.
No, it's up to the city.
Is it?
City.
Yeah.
Never should have changed it, but oh, they tried.
Right.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
It's no school like the old school.
That's right.
Thanks, you guys.
Okay,
Have a good day.
Yep. Thanks again.
Yeah, item B, under new business, design review, work on the park at 113 West Park Street, a new window decal and hanging sign.
She's not here, so we'll just review this without her, but it's pretty straightforward.
Mhm.
Let me share screen real quick. Okay. And this is, I forget the name of the place that was there before. Park Street Cafe, I think it was. Yes, Park Street Cafe, I think most recently. But anyway, did you have questions about, I kind of helped her put this together. And this is just, again, her trying to show you where there's already those hanging board signs that are there. This will just go in line with the other ones. And then this is not true to scale. She just tried to superimpose it over the windows. It won't hang out over the window borders or anything like that. She said it's roughly 37 inches by 34.5 inches. It's gonna have a clear background. So that kind of right here, like in the middle, she's holding it up. You probably can't tell, but she's actually holding it up against the window. Once it's actually affixed to the window, it's gonna be everything but the brown and the white cup is gonna be clear.
I was under the impression they were aqua coffee cups. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a good complementary color, but okay.
No, she's actually standing up behind the window, holding this up with her hands. And so she tried to and then I said, can you just, actually, I think she just took a picture of the sign and put it up there. It's a decal. So pretty straightforward.
Well, then you know what those 3 circles are with the squiggle in it that look like a basketball.
Those are coffee beans.
Well, kind of round. Coffee beans are more oval. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what the round.
Yep, they're
Yes.
coffee beans.
Work on an existing bracket there.
Yeah, so the Park Street Cafe had it, and it's gonna be the same size as the other sign. She was just trying to show you where it was going, but it's gonna have the logo. These are the same people that have Paradise Perk. It's the same people that own it.
Okay.
And they're gonna keep Paradise Perk, the drive-through over by Ace Hardware, but now they're gonna have a brick and mortar store as well. Yeah, so this is just gonna be a decal that neon has already been there and it can remain. Yeah, So that's it. They're not changing. I double checked. I asked her, they're not doing anything to the awning here. It says bakery. They're actually gonna have there's a lady that's gonna start a bakery and deli, and she's gonna start integrating in with them. So they're not changing anything about this awning. It says, I think it says coffee and bakery, and it's still gonna be coffee and bakery.
So will it say coffee then?
It does on the other
Bakery?
side. It does on the other side already.
Oh. I
They're not
see.
touching the awning.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I make a motion that we approve the proposed submission as is.
I'll second that. Right?
I'll-
Second things, can
Yeah,
I? Okay.
sure.
Any further discussion? All in
Yeah,
favor,
actually,
say-
one question, not that it matters, but out of curiosity, is that hanging sign that's going to be the same size as the original, or is that wood or metal, or so I assume it's a double-sided sign?
I don't know. I believe it is double-sided. It's whatever is already there for the others.
Okay.
I don't know if it's wood or metal. I can certainly ask, but they're not doing
No, I
anything
don't.
with
Yeah.
brackets.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I was just curious. So, okay, that's all
Yeah.
I've got. I'm sorry, Jack.
I don't even think she makes these. I want to say that she gives the logo to the building owner and he gets some made, so they're all consistent in
Gotcha.
size and material.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Hey,
Old business.
yeah.
We talk about Jesse Nunn?
So, you can talk about it. I've got other things I have deadlines for right now. And so unfortunately that has gotten pushed back into the summer, but
Okay,
yeah, and it's not gonna be Jesse Nunn, obviously, but
No.
yeah.
Mm.
We have the pass-through money, from the state. It's
Okay.
8,000 this year.
problem is trying to find somebody to replace her. I got a list of people from the Montana Historical Society, State Historical Society, and contacted all of them but one or two, and nobody seemed to be interested.
So we have to do this publicly. So it has to be a public RFP or RFQ. So request for, it's called an RFP in Montana, but it's the same thing as a request for qualifications. So we go to whoever the most qualified is. We have, a name was given to us actually by SHPA but we are going to put it out there, see who responds to us, but the reason we're not just putting it out now is because I need to go in and make some clarifications. I'll try to have those for you at the next meeting, but I think we want to be really specific what we want out of these so that whoever we hire doesn't go the extra mile that we don't need. So we want kind of the bare of what we need to get the work done to make the state happy at SHPA, and to try to get our funding to go further.
Right.
So.
Is there a pre-existing job description or not?
We haven't been able to find it. It's not to say it's not there, but I have not been able to, but the SHPA said they would kind of help me along with that. And then I would bring it to you before we would finalize it and issue that. And if for some reason we don't get, and once we issue it, if you know people, you can sort of steer them to that site that has the information. And if we don't get any takers, then it may be that I follow up with people individually. And if there's only one that takes it, that's what we would call a sole source, meaning they're the only ones that we've found that are qualified, that are interested in doing it. But we're hoping that to put it out there publicly, especially because it's not just in Montana. It goes out on a public bid site, for not bids, but for the requests, the proposals to come back.
Well, Jennifer, and aren't you required by law to offer it to the public? You can't just hire.
No, depending on the amount. And I want to say right now it's less than 10,000. We don't have to. It might even be 25,000 at the city managers. Don't quote me on that, but there's certain amounts. And again, if we can offer it to the public, if nobody takes it, then we can go looking. But like if nobody responds, we can put it out again, but this is a very particular niche. And so it's likely there's not going to be a ton of people that are qualified to do this. I mean, I don't know what the qualification is, but I would guess you would know if you're gonna apply to do this, or you're gonna submit a proposal, what you need to do. It's not like we're gonna tell you how to do it. They're gonna already need to know. Cause I don't know. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And I would hesitate to provide what we've done in the past, just because although I've heard you say the quality was really high quality, it was more than we really needed. And so it really didn't get our previous funding very far. So I will definitely, though, bring it back to the HPC for your review and to weigh in on before we finalize it and issue it. And I will do my best to have that for the next meeting. Yeah, unfortunately, some other stuff has popped up that I've been told has to happen first. So thanks for your patience.
And yeah, and just for the record, there was there's an architect I know in Bozeman that has historic preservation experience that was interested maybe a year ago or so, but you know, like you said, we'll steer him in the direction of the RFQ once that's out. So,
Yep.
You know, if he's still interested, that's at least one that we'll be looking.
Sounds good.
Okay, the only other comment I had was good news, our Secretary of Miles Park application for National Historic District passed on the 24th
Very good.
of April. So it's now the 5th historic district here in Livingston. Thank you guys for backing that, and thanks for the commission for backing that, and that helped, of course.
Thanks for putting together all that information. It was a lot.
Through Washington with no request for any further information or anything, so it was all done. Both in Ellen with the Montana Historical Society, Shippo did a huge amount of work on it with us, and so I just, Jennifer and I talked a little bit before the meeting started about putting up a historic district plaque down there, and if we have to work for the historic districts in town here, so we'll be working on that. And we'll get that done this summer.
I have a quick question.
Hopefully we'll have some kind of ribbon cutting or some kind of a ceremony when we put the plaque up, and, you know, maybe during a farmer's market or something. when there's
Yeah,
a lot of
we
people
can-
down there.
We can help you publicize
Yeah.
that if you need to.
I have a
That's
quick
great,
question.
Jack.
Does something need to be 100 years old, or what does the age?
50.
50, okay,
It's actually 40, I think.
that answers my question, because that was a tributary of Yellowstone when my mother was a girl. But in my lifetime, they did bring in all that land and put the swimming pool in.
So
Well,
not
there's
everything
one-
in the district is a contributing historic structure or feature.
Okay,
So, but overall, it encompasses the district as the historic district.
thank
Sort of
you.
like the historic district downtown, not every building is a contributing historic structure. Especially if somebody alters the outside, it may not qualify. So it was similar to that. There's a list in the back of that application of which features and structures are contributing or considered historically contributing versus
Mhm.
not.
Was the Civic Center building a contributing building? Is that part of the district?
Everything in the district is, so the district boundaries are there. It's Sacagawea and Miles Park. But it's not everything within it is considered contributing, but the district as a whole is everything within those boundaries.
And the same with all at West Side.
Yep.
B Street, you know, not all of those houses in those districts qualified at that time,
Yeah.
or they make now.
And vice versa.
Because they're including in a historic district. One of the criteria is to have more contributing resources than non-contributing, and we came pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a couple more
Yeah.
contributing when we had non-contributing, so.
Yep.
So things like Pompey's Playground and the military memorial and stuff like that, they're fairly new, so they're all non-contributing resources, but. With the band shell and the civic center and the swimming pool and the swimming pool. Support buildings and. firemen's park there where the climbing walls are, but not the climbing walls.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, so it's, yeah, anyway.
I have a question then along that line. Does that preserve and save the civic center when it comes to the proposed red flags? So the civic center can be torn down and that can all be remodeled, even though it's really old.
It won't be,
It won't be what?
it won't be.
It won't be saved?
Unless
Yeah.
it won't be saved or it won't be torn down.
Oh, thank you. Well, that answers my question. It won't be
Well,
torn
so,
down.
Jack, I wouldn't, it can be torn down if there's a safety issue. So I just want to make that clear, that the
Okay.
historic district designation does not preclude a structure that is contributing from being deconstructed or demoed.
If there's a
But
deterioration.
if there's, yeah, or, yeah, exactly, but
Okay.
just, it's, so I'm just saying it can be within the context of having the historic district.
I appreciate knowing that because the locals and the natives, it's really a touchy issue. And I don't ever want to speak out of line and not know what I'm talking about. So thank you for that.
Any other board comments?
It was a short and sweet meeting.
No. Was.
Thank you for that.
Any other comments from the city staff?
No, sir. I think you've touched on everything. Like I said, thanks for your patience with the historic survey stuff.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second.
Being second and all in favor, say aye.
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 Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yep. Take care. We'll see you. What's that?
Do it without you.
Right. Good. Now